Sapiens, A Brief History in Humankind.
The amount of times that George has recommended this book to you.
Yeah. No, but this right here rings true because it's like I've always heard that like gossip, like if you read the book The Four Agreements, the guy says gossip is, you know what I mean, black magic, and it's the destruction of modern day society, right? But if you're saying that this dude wrote a book called Sapiens and he's saying gossip is dope, I'm gonna gossip the out of
What are your thoughts on gossip, Sam?
It's healthy if you do a decent amount, but if you overdo it, you're going to be rough.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You're going to be a rough person. I
Yeah.
mean, like, if you do it, I think it's healthy to get a little bit out but if you do it too much, you're, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
If you do it a little bit, though, I think it's like a healthy.
But don't you think gossiping is, you know, it's like, I feel like gossiping is like 40% of what I do on podcasts. and it's also one of those things where, you know, how many people hate me? There are people who just don't like me.
People hate you?
They don't hate me, but there are people that are always mad at me. Like, I'll get a call from Eleanor. I that was wrong, what you just said.
Really?
You know, I go, oh.
Well, he just does this a lot. And we've had to talk about it in therapy. It's like the amount of embellishing about
Everything.
another person who cannot then defend themselves is insane, including myself. Like, he'll just
That's
come
the
up
tough
with
thing
stories.
about like if you do a roast, you're supposed to have the other person there. But if you're just shitting on someone on a podcast, that's what all podcasts are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you would think that, because people have talked about me on podcasts and embellished and, you know, exaggerated, but I feel like it's just the language of what we do, and I don't know, but I just feel like it's fair game.
Yeah, but you're shaping someone's reputation in the world, and they're not able to shape it themselves. And that's
Yeah, but I'm not making shit up. It's like if I said, like, if Sam left and then I go, you know, Sam Morril likes to suck dog dick.
Yeah.
He told me he liked to suck dog dick.
It was a big dog, and I thought that its dick was human-like because of its size. So that's not fair.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if I just randomly said that, that's one thing. But if he shares something about he has beef with somebody, I might share that information.
Tell him one piece of basic information, and you can go ahead and say how you would embellish it on a podcast about yourself.
I sucked that dog's dick in the other room.
Okay.
Mama.
She's a girl, but
Okay. I'm going off your.
All right,
so
you ate her pussy. You ate my dog.
misgendered my dog.
You ate my dog's vagina.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
what I would say is to embellish it would be, so we have a dog that no human. The dog hates all humans.
Yeah.
It gets crazy. You have to pull him back.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Sam Morril walks in there, and the dog is completely mellow, goes on its back, and starts doing this thing, right? And Sam Morril just starts eating the pussy.
He just starts doing it.
Yeah,
dude.
but it's like, there's so many things about what I just said that's wrong, right? Because our dog is sweet,
Yeah.
but I would switch it so I can make a story more interesting.
Juicy.
Juicy.
Oh, and by the way, when you went in there and you were talking to the person there, I thought I didn't see a person, so that's why I thought you had to ask the dog's permission. That's why I was like,
really?
"What the hell? What kind of dog is this?"
He starts tiptoeing. He's like, "You talking to the dog?"
Yeah. Wait. So was Jules hiding?
But she was blended into the couch.
Yeah, you know how she rolls.
Yeah. And she's also shy.
So that's why it was weird when you were like, "It's fine." I was
in?
like, "All right."
Did you legitimately not see
I
another
didn't see a
human?
person, so I thought you were talking to a dog for a minute.
That girl is our sidekick on the other podcast I do with Andrew Santino called Bad Friends. She's
Okay, yeah.
She's not a rando, by the way. She's my niece.
Yeah.
So in
it's
case
not
you
a
think
human
that
trafficking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here are the rules on my podcast, Sam.
Sure.
Just don't. I mean, we're gonna keep probably all this in, but from now on, until I say your name, don't say anything.
I've heard, yeah.
From who?
My friend in New York City is a big fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you have a friend in New York City that listens to this podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Violinist.
Really?
Should we give him a shout out?
professional
Asian?
What's his
Asian.
name?
A girl?
Boy.
Oh.
Man, I don't know why I said boy.
Man.
You friend with boys?
He's a little Asian
Yeah.
boy who I hang out with.
Because there's another Asian female I think her name is Chelsea, and she's like a Carnegie Hall pianist.
Oh, wow.
Venus?
Yeah, she's like amazing, right? And then now I have a violinist.
No, he loves you.
Really?
Yeah, he was really happy I'm doing that.
Oh, but what kind of Asian is he?
Oh, that's the test of friendship right
You mean where's he from originally?
His parents.
No, what kind of Asian is he?
Oh, he's Korean.
Did you make that up?
No.
No, honestly, you
No,
know for sure.
he is Korean.
100% Korean.
He's Korean.
All right,
yeah.
so
His brain,
From the Bay
Korean.
Area, but Korean.
Well, I want to get into that, but let's just so start and then don't say and.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Anyway, welcome to another. It's late. No, it's not. It's 8.
Why are you fighting yourself?
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
talking to myself. Yeah, because today was just it's kind of boring. Although we went to that fish place.
We went on a date.
I know.
Bobby.
We went to the fish place. We went to the fish place. That was nice. And we met your friend who's a spearfisher,
Shout out Valentine Thomas.
Valentine Tomlinson. She's
Thomas.
Thomasless. She's a fear fisherman.
Spearfisher woman.
What is it?
She's
She fishes with spheres.
yes,
Spears.
spearfisher
Oh,
woman.
sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. I don't know the language. It's difficult for me. What are you laughing at? Anyway, we got some people in the room. We got Gilbert, who proud of you, man.
Thanks, man.
You better pull through.
Hey, don't put that kind of pressure, bro.
You better pull through.
You gonna coach me?
No, because I'm going to say this right now.
Dude.
I'm not going to say what it is, but I got him. So I talked to a producer of a show.
Oh my god.
I have to do it. I have to do it.
Pressure's on now.
Right? He's like a real high up producer. And I'm like, can you give my friend. Well, no, he even brought it up. He goes, I have a role that your friend Gilbert might be good at. And so I set it up. You better fucking hit it out of the park. Congratulations. Good to see you.
Yeah.
We got White Man Jones right here. Doing it. You know, your shoe game is usually good, but that shoe, what, nah. I love these shoes. You love these shoes?
Yeah, but the
Fucking,
shirt.
I love these shoes.
But the shirt. What
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
think about the shirt?
It's like, you know, those shoes is what, literally what Saruman would be wearing. Like under the robe from like, right? From the Two Towers.
Yeah.
You guys know Saruman? Anyway, let's move on. We have a guest today.
Oh.
And, you know, our meeting was bullshit. I'm going to get to it, right? It was bullshit. It was Hollywood. I didn't like it. But he's a really funny stand-up. He's from New York. And I've just been a fan of his stand-up. He's so quick on his feet. And it's that crop of kids from New York, you know, Mark Normand. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He's done our podcast. Love him. Schultz, right? These white dudes, this new breed of white dude. I'm telling you right now, this new breed of white dudes coming up is so impressive. They put chills down my fucking spine.
Yeah.
Okay? And this dude is in that class of white dudes that are going to run shit, right? I'm being pretty real. That's real, dude. That's real, honest, my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay? Sam Morril, give him a round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you. Why was there meet? What was it?
I'm gonna tell you.
A meeting. Tell me.
You and I did something bullshit, bro.
What did we do?
I'm going to tell you. So, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have never met you before in my life. Okay? But when we were at the Comedy Store once, you were in the hallway. Right?
Yeah.
And I knew who you were. And I think you knew who I was.
Yeah.
So I walked up to you and we acted as if we had already met before. I'm like, so you going to do my podcast? Oh, yeah, I'd love to do it, man. I'm in town, this and that. And we just we had this like, we had this rhythm as if we did like, I'm Sam, I'm Bobby, nice to meet you, this and that. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
Right? It was as if we just Hollywooded it.
Like,
It was very Hollywood.
I thought you knew that I was visiting and looked uncomfortable and were just being friendly. I didn't think it was Hollywood. I thought you were just being nice.
Yeah, but when you meet a human being for the first time, don't you go, my name is Sam?
I think for some reason in LA, I'm never here, so I think some people I've just like messaged with here and there, and then they just do that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Hollywood. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't, because, like Andrew Schultz, when I first met him, he goes, "My name is Andrew," because because it's just like what human beings do, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't.
It's also what kindergartners do.
That's true, right? But here's another thing that I knew, and maybe this is gonna be hard to say, but I'm gonna say it. You're great, and like I said before, you're one of the new, but you're also a power couple with Taylor.
Okay, sure.
Okay. No, honestly, because in terms of female comics, it's just in comics. And I shouldn't even say that because, I'm woke. I'm slept but woke at the same time. Yeah. Sometimes I'm sleeping, but then I wake up.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
I gouge my eyes out and I go, she is not just she's one of the best up and coming from this side of the country.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you're New York coming up there. And then you guys are together right now dating.
Yeah.
Is that out there? People know that?
I mean,
You don't like it?
I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah. But here's something that's what also I know, which gives it an added like power. When they're a power couple, doesn't it or no?
I think you're projecting your own dreams
No, I'm not.
for what you want for us.
I'm telling you right now, if Ben Affleck,
Affleck, is there a T at the end of that?
Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
is that his name?
You
Yes.
got it. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I said originally.
I think so. I was wrong.
Thank you. If Ben Affleck was walking down the street, right,
Yeah.
by himself,
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck, this Ben Affleck, right? If it was Jennifer Lopez and him were walking down the street, there would be so much paparazzi
Yeah.
from like the bushes, and I would be pushed aside. I wouldn't even be able to say that out loud because, you know what I mean? I would be in such an awe of, right? So I'm saying that when they're together as a power, right, it has an extra oomph to it.
It does.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Peanut butter alone
you go.
is okay.
Peanut butter and jelly, right?
Right.
Oh,
But
look
when
at
you
that.
put jelly with it, it gives it a different vibe.
They had to take time off too. They were too hot in like the early aughts, right?
Right.
And then you threw a little A-Rod in there.
Right.
You found out what she was missing.
Right.
A little fucking Argo in her life.
Yeah. Well, so do you think that's what happened? You think that they break up, right? Wait. So what's the girl that's in the commercials?
Oh.
Jennifer Garner.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So was Jennifer Garner before J-Lo or after?
After.
J-Lo.
Right.
So, honestly, this is why poor Jennifer Garner got the shit end of the stick because they were called Benifer. And then right after
name.
that, she got with, it's Benifer 2, like Benifer 2.0. That's what she was with him.
yeah.
But they
Why
were the
couldn't they
OG
create their own name with them?
Like what? What's Ben and Jennifer together?
Jennifer. Well, that's
She could have been like Jab or something.
yeah.
It's just not good. You're right. It's Benifer. It's like
Yeah.
Benifer,
but,
you're
but you
right.
would say Jab, and you'd be like, but it could have been Benifer, and she stole it.
And then she was with A-Rod, right?
Yeah.
So he's now doing something with Garner. She's with A-Rod.
A-Rod's the best Instagram follow in the world.
What do you mean?
It's just
Am
like,
I missing out?
Well, first off, did you see that picture that went viral of A-Rod? And it's just like A-Rod taking a shit. But
let me see. I
But
gotta
you
see A-Rod
see,
taking a shit.
you see in his towel, I think his towels say A-Rod on them.
Oh no.
Because if you could find that picture of A-Rod taking a dump, there it is.
Oh, he
Yeah,
does
O
have
A.
an A.
Oh,
But that's a lot.
that's a lot.
And he's in like that power dress shirt.
I've never taken a shit with a button up.
Me neither.
Wait, also,
Can't.
may I
You
just
can't do that.
add something? He's doing the Gilbert Gallant style of shitting where his pants, he takes his pants all the way down to his ankles.
Oh, that's my style is off my body.
Yeah, he
Off
takes it
your
off
body?
his body.
I also take my shirt off if it's long.
What?
I'm naked.
Not me. I take it to here,
That's a risky move.
mid thigh. I don't care.
That's.
You do a hover squat.
It
You don't
creates a
even
different
hit.
game.
Well, your
Not-
legs don't even touch
Can you
the ground.
open your thighs though?
No,
So
man.
your
I have
poo's-
little pudgy legs.
Your
man.
poo's squeezing out.
Yeah. So it's like, well, I have underwear on, so I'm just gonna. This is not gonna be a thing, right?
Let's see what it is.
So I do this.
Okay.
This. Look at
that.
My asshole is in the hole in the toilet. My clothing is nowhere near the asshole. Why isn't this? Why do I have to take this whole thing off?
You don't want to spread your legs wider. Like see how his arms are on the inside of his
No,
leg.
because I'll tell you why. Okay, because I shit. I know every time I take a shit, it's like the appetizer. Just hear me out.
I'm hearing, baby. Let's
Yeah,
go.
right. I know how my body functions. I know the garbage that I eat. I know how unhealthy I am. Right.
Yeah.
So the first load is just the prequel. Right. It's like back to the Lord of the Rings because it's the only movie I've seen. Right. Right.
Seriously.
It's just watching the Fellowship of the Ring. So when I shit first, it's the Fellowship of the Ring. We still have the Two Towers and the Return of the King, baby.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I'm so confused.
What does an
by
appetizer
everything.
poo mean?
No, because I'm just saying when you poo, after it's all out,
Yeah.
right? You think you're done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, I think you sit there and you just like the sensation of the bidation up your asshole because you're stuck in some Freudian state of liking that feeling of your mom wipe.
She's good.
wiping
That
your
was
ass
good.
for you.
That was smooth. That was a pretty. That was a
He
trans-
sits there 30 minutes. Just
I take a long way. Yeah, if my shits are like Avatar, I would say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Long.
Long, big, and
Blue?
unpleasant.
super blue.
Right.
Yeah, very blue.
Yeah.
No, I go wide stance. I think
Yeah.
I go wide like I'm asking a woman to stick her finger in it during sex. That's how wide I go.
I respect that because
Yeah.
I think that's the more proper way to do it. Because the country I'm from, we actually have to sit our feet on the toilet. So it's like this.
The squat, heels down.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like you're giving a guy a massage or something. That's crazy.
Exactly.
But that's how we poo at home.
Why?
It's
Are you from the land of cats? What is this?
Yeah.
well, apparently it's better for your overall like digestive health too. The angle at which it comes down. I was told
Bro,
that, or we're just
I just realized something about you.
Yeah.
You are a kind of white dude that we've had throughout time. And just hear me out.
I'm excited to hear
Right.
this.
I could see you in the Band of Brothers. Right?
the show.
Yeah.
Totally.
Right? I can see you
Wow.
as a 1920s baker.
oh,
Right?
for sure.
I can see you, right, giving Sir William Wallace a sword.
Wow.
Right? Throughout time, there's always been that face, that kind of white dude. You were never a leader.
No.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah, you were kind of like the fifth in command, like.
Oh, when you said Band of Brothers, I'm like, I ain't making it past the second scene.
No, you would definitely die. You would
I'm
definitely
not
die.
brave.
You know, you're not brave, right?
Yeah.
But no, in terms of just, like, your face structure,
Yeah.
very bellboy, 1940s. Like, there's something about your face and your body.
He's just calling me ugly. That's all he's saying. He's like very like a service worker of some kind.
I'm just saying, look, right? Like, you ever seen olden time photos?
Just say classic beauty.
You have a classic
Old timey face. I
have a
get
classic-
that. Like a film noir in the 40s or something.
Yeah, like let's think of another comic that has that. Like I think, without the attitude, Jezelnik,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
right, is one of those faces that you could see as a fisherman from the 1800s if you saw a black and white photo. Yeah, Matt, yes.
A very
I'm right about
fancy
it.
fisherman.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying without the attitude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, without the leather jackets and the fucking emo vibe, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, but
Is
like
he emo? He's like the most closed off. Jezelnik's emo?
no, but he dresses very emo, like tight, you know what I
Sure.
mean? Jeans. You get what I'm
Stylish,
saying?
yeah,
Stylish.
yeah.
He's
I get it.
stylish,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But then there are white dudes that you've never seen throughout history.
Like Chris DiStefano.
oh yeah, Chrissy D.
No, you've seen him. Coal miner, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, but like Joey Diaz.
He's not.
He's not white.
Wait.
That's why we've never
That's
seen
why
him.
you've never seen it. You're right. Give me another shot. Give me another shot. Give me another shot.
White
give me
guy
another
you've
shot.
never seen?
Yeah.
Joey D.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Dane Cook. I've never seen an 1800s.
My
I
nose
just feel like
crinkled.
Dane Cook, Jezelnik. I don't get how one is like you've seen in the Dane Cook.
Because
I think
Dane
you've
Cook
seen,
looks
right?
like I think it's because he's done stuff to his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah, well, that's why you haven't seen that look. They didn't have Botox in the 40s. That's why.
Come on, Bobby.
Is that what it is? Oh,
Exactly
shit.
what it is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me think if I have another white dude that like. Oh, here's a white girl that I've never seen throughout history. Whitney Cummings. Maybe the dye is it the orange and green hair.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've never looked at like a like back in the day, like in the jazz years in New York in the 1920s. Hello, my darling. Hello, my. You know how the white people used to do that.
Yeah.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my baby. You know what I mean? All that. Yeah. And the girls are wearing the fishnet stockings and doing that weird dance. I can't see Whitney's face in that. Can you? Or Esther Pavinsky, for sure. God's never made something like that before.
Esther. Yeah, maybe in the form of like a small Japanese boy.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah, because I feel like that's Esther.
Hey guys, we're gonna take a really quick break to share some of our favorite sponsors with you.
Brooklinen, the greatest stuff that you can sleep on and with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys. I'm the Slept King. I'm one of the best, and I am.
Best at sleeping.
I'm the best at sleeping for sure. And when you're a champion sleeper like me, like I'm black belt sleeper, right? I only use the greatest equipment to sleep. And the equipment I use is Brooklinen. It's the softest. It breathes, the sheets.
What does it feel like against your skin?
It's like if like an angel, right?
Rub their wings on you.
Not just the wings. And just like took a knife and just, here's my belly fat, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I put it on my body. It would be just that soft and angelic. It's
Wow.
soft and angelic.
Brooklinen works directly with manufacturers to make luxury available directly to you without the luxury level markup. So you get amazing array of products at a reasonable price.
I mean, I'm talking buttery soft and breathable sheets.
Yum.
Plush and absorbent towels.
Ooh, I love their robes.
Cozy robes.
I
Like
have the
just-
waffle robe.
the waffle robes.
I wear every day.
And comfy loungewear you'll want to put on and never even take off.
So give yourself the comfort refresh you deserve and get it for less at Brooklinen. Go to brooklinen.com and use promo code TIGER to get $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's BROOKLINEN.com and enter promo code TIGER for $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's brooklinen.com, promo code TIGER. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, let's go back to you, Sam. I'm sorry. I went on a fucking tangent, which is what I do.
Sorry, this is just the image of what's called.
You see this, Sam?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I dare you to just give it a try one time.
So
I feel like I'm gonna miss and just spray it. But I'm gonna have strong glue.
So the left is unnatural.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be doing that. So you know how dogs poo?
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
they'll take. Let's see. This is my front leg.
Well, here's some other
Yeah.
options.
the pole dancer.
Asian
Oh
squat.
my god.
The squat. The pole dancer is a good one.
The break dance.
The break dancer. I've never done that.
You got to try that one.
I've done
Never
that.
done that.
I've absolutely done that.
The lazy I've done.
The breakdancer is emergency shit in public stance.
I do the praying to Allah. That's a good stance. the begging for forgiveness is another good one.
Yeah. Or what about that one you do in yoga where you put your foot like this and you do this? You think you can shit like this?
Oh,
Yeah, I think
absolutely.
so.
Totally. Yeah.
That's a figure four.
Figure four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that just burned.
You're very good at it.
Okay. Let's not talk about shit anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about you.
Sure.
And so I'm sorry for bringing up your girlfriend. Let's forget
That's
about that.
fine.
Because you're a powerful person on your own, and let's just go with that, okay? So here's the deal, and we talked about this earlier.
Sure.
How do you riff so good? I watch you riff, and it's like, I go, I would have never thought of doing that. When I'm on stage and I hear a heckler, I do a face like, oh my God, right? And then I'll try to do a one-liner or something to get the fuck out of it, but you stay in the pocket.
Well, that's the only thing I have. I don't have like.
What do you mean?
Well, you have all these other tricks. Like you can, you're a great physical comic.
Right.
I mean, you are. I mean, I don't.
No, I'm listening to you. That's me listening.
Mad TV back in the day. I knew who you were before I was a comic. I love Average Asian.
Oh wow,
That's old school.
Don't make me blush.
That's a deep cut.
They think that's deep cut.
That's a
don't
deep
make
cut.
me blush. But
no, I
that
remember
is
loving
very-
that.
Oh, thank you, man.
I mean, you have other things. I'm just kind of a deadpan in the pocket comic, so that's my only gear.
Right, but the gear that you have is like like quick. Like your mind, right, is like, because I've seen
I
people,
like you like it's what's the word for it? Quick.
no. Clever, right? It's like if somebody yells out like I think I heard you do like a fun, some lady laughed weird, right? And then you were able to go, I don't even know, I don't, because I don't want to fuck it up, but you said something like, well, that was the first time you laughed because I would have definitely heard that laugh before.
Well, other comics have said that before. Hedberg said something like that before. I think I went a different direction off that. But yeah, there was
I'm not accusing you of being a hack. You got really
that's
defensive.
that's all I hear. I'm like, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just get into town, or were you there for the floods?
Oh, I wasn't there for the floods. I was on the road. That was crazy. That looked like another. That looked like another fucking.
Well, there was a flood in New
disaster
York?
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, like in the subway station, like people were going through water up.
You guys are on fire. We're underwater. We should just meet in the middle. And
Right.
this is crazy.
And I told Khalyla the other day, I go, this could be like the precipice, like the beginning of like a disaster movie because of maybe global warming. I mean, I don't know, right? But they're saying it's the hottest it's ever been in like Death Valley.
Yeah.
How do you think you'd fare in a lawless world?
Oh my God, horribly. Are you kidding me? Look, you just called me the weakest link in the fucking Man movie. I'd be a disaster.
What's Lala's world?
I can't drive for one
Post-apocalyptic.
thing.
Oh,
so
I'm pretty terrible, but I think that cars will be pretty useless at this point because
well, if I
gas
can't
will be-
drive, I assume I'm going to be a pretty terrible shot with a gun. So
Yeah.
that's out.
Yeah, but I think you could do this,
Yeah.
right? I saw this in a that show Black Sunday. What is it?
Black Summer.
Black Summer, right? So this woman has a car, and don't be offended by what I'm about to say.
You're just like, Jew.
Don't be offended. Sam.
No, but I saw a scene, and just maybe if you agree with me or not, okay?
Yeah, tell me.
Where a girl has a car, and this guy knocks on the window, and he goes, "I'm not a criminal, right? I just need a ride. My wife is dying, right? Can you just give me a ride?" She's like, "I don't. How do I know? You know what I mean?
You're not infected.
I know I can trust you."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm a Christian. I believe in God and this and that, right? Right?" She goes, "Okay." So she goes to the driver, like the passenger side. He gets in and he goes, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah.
Right? Are you that guy?
No, I don't think so. I'm the guy who would fuck her over, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
In a desperate situation, though, let's say like your girlfriend needed the car, right? It's a 2-seater, right? Would you go to that length?
Well, I just said I can't drive, so no.
Wow.
You don't know how to drive?
I have a license, but it was like a bullshit. I got it.
You know how to drive, dude?
You be in a car with me, and you'll be like, "This is bad."
Really?
Yeah, I have a license, but I remember Joe List, really funny comic, good friend of mine.
I love him.
Yeah, well, we did a road gig once, like 10, 11 years ago, and the deal was we split the driving, and it was like 30 hours worth of driving gig to gig, And I did 30 minutes. He did 29 and a half hours.
Oh,
Because he was
wow.
like, "You're a fucking horrible driver."
What? Am I a bad driver? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. New Yorkers stink at driving. I used to do road gigs with Dave Attell, and he would drive with he looked like a kid in a toy car. He would just keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's bad. He's better than me, but he's another New Yorker though.
I know. And, when I was young, him and I toured.
Did you?
Yeah. And I remember he brought, I'm not kidding you, a pillowcase as his luggage. He was like,
That was his mask for the rally. That was
No, this is 20 years
Yeah.
ago. He used to have like a pillow you could stick a stick through and it would be one of those like, it was like
Yeah.
crazy. And then I remember back then he goes, we were in Texas and he goes, I go, "What do you want to do after the show?" He goes, "Let's go to the Greyhound bus
station.
station."
Mm-hmm.
I go, "Why? Let's drink coffee and just look at the people."
wow.
I'm not kidding you. So we went to the Greyhound bus station, and we just observed people drinking the coffee.
Oh my god.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what a great guy.
He's my favorite. He helped me so much, and he's the best guy. I remember we did a gig once in Terrytown. We're driving back, and he never feels like he murders, but he murders, kills, and then he gets in the drive back. He's like, I'm a hack. I'm a fucking hack.
I know.
And I was like, Dave, we all think you're the best, and he goes, well, I'm better than you guys.
I know. What is that about us that we do that? Because I'm sure. Do you do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not to Dave's extent, but like I do it. Yeah, because you just. For me, it's like I look at guys like that, and I'm like, well, how can I think I'm funny when guys like that exist? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But honestly, we just have our own thing.
For sure. And also, it's like, I think it's also preventative from turning into an asshole. You're like, well, I never want to be like the cocky guy, but you don't want to have too much self-loathing or you're unbearable to be around.
Yeah.
You want that balance, right?
Yeah, I had an opener once say to me, and this is the last time I used him. I'm not going to say his name because he's going to get really mad because I've said his name before by telling the story.
Yeah.
But he said, he's an opener, right?
Yeah.
What would you do? You're headlining.
Yeah.
You bring a feature. Mm-hmm. He gets off stage. The host goes up to bring you up. And as you pass, he goes, follow that.
Ooh. Did he make you smell his fingers too?
That would have made me sad. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be way worse. You're like, he raped the wait.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I follow that.
Yeah.
Because
I'll tell you why that disturbs me.
yeah.
It's because already then you know to him it's some sort of weird competition, right? And it's also you're opening for me. It just seems. Is it me?
I have an issue with like the opening act who's like their mission is not to kill but to blow you out of the water.
Yeah.
Because then you're right, it's not about them, it's about you. And I think you get to a point, like I think most comics when they're opening for too long, they get to a point where they're like, I'm gonna fucking make it a point. And then it's like, well, then you should be headlining. You shouldn't be featuring.
I had a fucking a local MC come up to me in Texas and go, I'm usually a headliner, but and I wanted to go, well, then go home. Because you're hosting.
I've had that happen a lot. It's weird.
They say that to you?
Yeah, well, they'll be like, yeah, this is my off week. I decide to just,
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, you don't have to have a disclaimer, man. I don't give a shit. Just go up and kill.
Yeah, and it's also like, I've opened for dudes like, I mean, I want to brag, but Martin Lawrence, right? And he told me, do 5. Now, could I do longer than 5?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, right? But it's like, I'm just going to do what I do, and I'm there to serve him,
Yeah.
right? And I know that he's a gigantic star, right? And I'm just blessed to be here. But some comics have this like, especially it must be rough. You live in the Midwest. You've been doing comedy for 15 years, right? No breaks.
Yeah, but you're not making them live in the Midwest. Move.
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to live in Toledo, Ohio.
I know.
Pack a bag and get out of here, man.
Why do you think people don't do it? Move.
Fear,
Fear.
but also like I think there's a comfort in being a bigger fish in a small pond. And then I've seen great comics move to New York, and it's tough, and they're great. So just being funny is no guarantee that things are going to be easy.
Yeah. Do you want to be a star in a D3 school, or do you want to be, the 8th fastest in a D1 school?
Right.
Good point.
That's true.
I think the second.
Me too.
Yeah. I think the second.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember. Were you good when you moved to New York? Did you start in New York?
I grew up in New York, so it's weird. The thing about growing up there and starting there is that people see you when you suck. I was 19, so
Wow.
I mean, people saw me at my worst, and it's weird when you're doing jokes that are like kind of what you think are like, oh, this kind of a dark premise, and you're bombing with it. People, they just not only don't like your comedy, they're like, you're a fucking asshole. So
Yeah.
So it's tough to like, well, here's all the worst of me.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm just gonna be.
But that could also be your perception of what you're going through. Because I think that like, even when I was like young and in 95 is when I started, and I would say, God, I don't know how to write a structured joke. I'm just kind of crazy up there and doing weird things. And maybe some comics were like, what the fuck are you doing there up there? You don't know how to write a joke. But there were certain comics like Paulie saw me as an open micer, and he came up to me back then and he goes, you don't know how to write a joke, but there's just something weird about you that's interesting, which is the kind of feedback that I like.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well then.
Well, he saw you.
Yeah.
He like saw who you. He's like, oh, you see something unique in me. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and that's for me what is cool about comedy, right? So when you were coming up, I'm sure, like, because if I'm seeing an open micer say something dark and they're committing to it and it's not working, I don't think, what an asshole. I think it's hard. The fucking thing.
Well, don't you think jokes are hard at open mics? I feel like when something isn't obvious, with an audience, there's like a deal where you're like, I pause, you know that's the joke, you laugh. At an open mic, they're like, we know what you're doing, motherfucker. We know your tricks. We don't give a shit.
All right.
I mean, I remember a good friend of mine, Gary Veter, he's got great jokes, but I remember watching him just bomb at mics because they were just like obvious. Not the premises, the jokes are great.
Yeah.
But they're just like, we see the mechanics.
It's so
It's
brutal.
hard to do bits at mics.
Yeah. It's such a, it just brings me back to how, do you ever think, how the fuck did I go through that?
I don't know if I could do it again.
I don't either.
Just because the mics suck. I would hand out flyers instead because I would just rather do the handing out flyers and be like, these are people I don't know. I felt more freedom to fail if they were just strangers. Although the looks you would get handing out flyers on the street were just, the pity was just brutal. I remember a woman just looked at me and she was like, "Aw." Just call me a fucking loser. Don't go, "Aw."
Yeah.
I was a flyer giver outer.
I hated
in high
it.
school. It was my first American job.
How
I
was
was
it?
very proud.
You liked
for
it?
LA Fitness.
I did it as a summer job too for comedy clubs, and then I was like, "This is depressing."
Well, would you have to, I mean, did you have to hand out the flyers for you to perform?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. And I remember like there were different places you learn how to work different streets. Like I do Upper West Side, like 109th Street, and that was hard because no one was there. You're literally like you see a person like a block away, you're like, hopefully I get that person.
Yeah.
You would literally go on stage where there would be like 4 people in the crowd, and you have to be like, hot lineup tonight. This person's here, and then they'd be in the crowd, them and like 4 other people, and they'd be like, your first comic, and it would be me, and they'd be like, you motherfucker, you lied to me.
Yeah. No, but if you, like, when you're passing out flyers, is there a chance you're not going to perform because you didn't pass enough flyers out?
Yeah, I saw this good friend of mine, Dan St. Germain. He did it once, and you had to do it 2 hours. It's the first time I met him. It's probably like 14 years ago or something. And he's handing out the flyers. Then he goes, "Yeah, I think I'm good." And the guy goes, "You only have to do 10 more minutes. You can go on." He goes, Nah, I think I got it. I'm good. And I was like, I've never seen a human being put themselves through that for nothing. I was in shock. You're like, you put yourself through an hour or 50 minutes for no money, for no stage time.
Yeah.
He was just like, I can't do this.
Wow. In LA, we do bringer rooms here.
Well, you can't flyer in LA. There's not enough foot traffic.
Oh, yeah.
In New York, Times Square was not as bad to bark there because there were so many people that it would go by more quickly.
What do you think is easier, though? Is because bringer rooms in LA are like, you can't perform unless you bring 30 people.
30 people. I mean, you run out of friends quickly. I had friends who were like, I'd be like, come to my show, and they're like, I'm not watching all those shitty. They're fine watching you bomb, but like the other lunatic, the 3 of them are like fucking mental patients that are never going to do it again.
Yeah. And the problem with open mics is because you're mixed in with the crazies and the homeless sometimes. Like when I started open mics in LA in 97 or 98 when I moved here, there was half of them were homeless.
Right.
Like people, just street people.
I would love to see that show.
I know, but you would have.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
But then they go on and it's like nonsense, and you're like, I don't want to live in this. Like, it becomes craziness. I'm with you.
You have a guy like Robert William Aprovaya, and he still does them. He's in a green suit.
Yeah.
And the sun, you know, and they're doing that on stage, right? Badatu, right? And doing a different language, right?
It's my time.
And the audience is like, 5 minutes of this.
Yeah.
Oh no, I had no problem bombing. You're like, I can handle bombing, but like they'd be reading the open mic sheet, like, all right, your next comic, BTK serial killer. It would be like, and then you're like, I have to sit through this shit.
Yeah.
Wait, speaking of BTK serial killer, please pull up his sketch of the sketch of him.
What is it called?
Really?
BTK sketch of BTK. Find torture, whatever.
Did you get this cookie?
These are the best cookies.
No,
Sam, I
you've
want
really
you-
had this before?
Yeah.
I want you to tell me who you think
are
the
the best.
BTK. This is a sketch of the real
Yeah.
BTK killer.
Yeah.
Damn. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, bro.
Damn. Well, you got a new podcast logo.
Merch.
Honestly, that's a real sketch of the BTK Carol.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
That is incredible.
Wow.
That was in New York? Where was it?
I'm not sure.
Where did BTK do his killings?
Not sure.
Yeah.
I always thought it was.
I'm not actually sure.
Babe.
Yeah.
His daughter. He's like a daughter. All these serial killers have daughters who are just like.
they always had. I don't know if you watched the show, the one we loved, David Lynch one.
Twin Peaks.
Don't
Only
hop
had 2 seasons on Netflix.
Mindhunter.
Mindhunter.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You're really good.
But most of them carried on like regular relationships, like had children. I mean, even I hate to say our favorite guy, but Richard Kuklinski.
One of my favorites.
He was like a mafia hitman, and he's a sociopath, killed a lot of people in cold blood. But he desperately loved his family. Like he
Yeah.
loved his kids so much. But you're right, they always have regular lives outside of the killings.
I mean, Dahmer had a wife, right, or a girlfriend, or not Dahmer. Ted Bundy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, Dahmer had a dad who loved him so much. In fact, when he was on trial, Dahmer's dad came every day, and sat by his son and supported his son. I think the mom bailed, but it's like these people have.
Is that what you wanted out of your dad?
What?
That kind of love? You always reference like the Dahmer dad-son love.
Yeah,
Is that what you wanted?
that's what I wanted out of my dad. Yeah, because I got. It's one of those things where, if I went on a serial killer rampage, and I got caught, I think my mom would show up. I don't know if my dad would. At the court cases.
My dad didn't show up in general. I don't think he would. No, I had
What happened?
No, I have a great dad, but my biological dad just split when I was like, brand new.
Oh.
Yeah.
You think he'd show up to all your court hearings?
Yeah, maybe because he'd be my dad, my actual dad who raised me. Yeah, I think he would. He's a great guy.
Well, your stepdad raised you.
Yeah,
And so
but I call him dad. He's
Okay, I know, but he's still your stepdad, no?
yeah. In case he's listening.
He loves
Dad,
you very
drop
much.
the step.
All right, so forget that. Your dad loves you, right?
Yeah.
But your biological dad,
Yeah.
when you're a kid,
I won't say his name. I'll say it backwards. Bob.
so when you're a kid, and when was your dad introduced into your life?
Who raised me?
Yes.
When I was like, my mom met him when I was like 4 or 5, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before that, though, you didn't have a father figure.
No. Grandfather was around, but
Right.
Yeah.
But as a kid at that age, are you aware that you don't have a dad?
no.
Because your mom probably gave you everything, right?
My mom ruled. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the most overbearing Jew mom. Like, you don't even like worries more than anyone. But like, I see like worry as love because of how much she worries. So,
yeah.
I
so
wish
now
you'd see
Taylor's
Maurice.
like, "Are you okay? Did you land safely?" And I'm like, "Oh." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He sees it as just a nuisance. Every time I'm like, are you there safely? He's just like, yeah, I'm fucking here.
No, because she acts as if like it's a miracle that I got there,
It is a miracle that you get anywhere.
but it's not. It's like even when we're driving, she's like, sweetie, it's like I don't get in car accidents that often.
How many car accidents have you gotten into?
2 or 3 times a year, right? But I drive every day, right?
One was with him.
But I've never hit a human one time.
One time.
Yeah,
And
one time.
that case got settled. I'll
So,
never
yeah,
bring it up again.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll
Fucking
bring that up
Bruce
again.
Jenner.
Anyway, so as a kid, you didn't, you weren't aware that your dad was gone.
No.
This guy comes into your life when you're 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
Yeah, he's the best.
He moved in.
Yeah. Well, we moved in with. He has 2 kids, so we moved in with.
Oh, and so then, did you get along with your steps?
Yeah, I like them.
I mean,
all.
your brothers
Yeah,
and sisters.
Yeah. I see more of my brother because my sister's got 3 kids and she's like a high-powered lawyer, so not a lot of free time. But
There's love there. Like you could call her if you had a problem.
I think
stuff.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, can we talk about your bio, Dad?
Sure. Yeah.
One of our favorite shows, we should preface this by saying one of our favorite shows is that children reunited with their biological parents. And so Bobby and I bond when we watch a show. We cry a good cry.
We fuck during.
No,
the
that's
show.
600 pound.
Oh yeah.
But
We fuck during 600 pounds.
yeah.
yeah.
And
But when did you start feeling? Because I'm so curious about, because I think this is the root of why maybe we do comedy. This, mine's from trauma.
Yeah.
Yours is maybe through abandonment or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw your episode where you were talking about it on Bert's thing. The cabin. Yeah, it was
The
great.
cabin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when did you realize? Did you care?
No, I didn't realize till I was like, I didn't care because I liked my situation, but I realized when I was like 19 or so, I was dating this girl and both her parents were psychiatrists. So she was one of those where like everything was like, we'd be arguing. She'd be like, "Who are you really yelling at?" And I'd be like, "Oh, come on. That's so unfair. That's such an unfair
my
tactic."
dick would just, yeah.
But it worked. And I was like, I guess I got to meet him. So I know.
Yeah.
You fucking shamed me into it.
Did you meet him?
Yeah.
How?
Well, he left a note in like a safety deposit box.
No. Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
That's the episode.
That's a great premise of a show.
Yeah.
So whose safety deposit box?
It was like in the bank.
yeah, like in Switzerland, like when you want your money like untracked.
Oh.
Yeah. So my mom was like, yeah, he left a note if you want to meet him.
So what did the note say?
I don't remember, some bullshit.
But he left it a long time ago and then you finally read it?
Yeah.
Right. And then it had a number?
No, but my mom's like, I can find his number.
All right.
Yeah.
So then you called him?
Yeah.
Did you uncomfortable about talking?
No,
to him?
not at
I
all.
love
No,
it.
he was taking a shit apparently when I called him. So
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh crap, what is it?" And then
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh hey, I'm Sam. I'm your biological son. And he was kind of like, "Oh." He's like, "Okay." And then he said, "Well, do you want to meet for coffee or something?" So we did.
Wow.
And how was it?
It was good. It's weird to see someone who looks like you. Like, I'm like, oh
yeah.
shit, he looks like he's old. He's very old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like mid 80s now, probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I remember it was good. I mean, you kind of spend less time because it's like, at first you're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point you're like, well, I have a better dad who like, this is the real dad.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, now that you're successful,
Yeah.
you would say you're successful, right?
Sure,
You're
yeah.
killing it.
Thanks.
Would he, has he contacted you and said,
No, I mean,
congratulations?
he has my number. He lives like 7 blocks from me. So he's,
Oh, wow.
so it's like I've had awkward, like, oh, hey, what's up on the street? I'm like, all right.
Bio dad.
I'm like, shit, maybe he won't see me if I walk this way,
Oh, if
I've
you saw
avoided
him, you would avoid him.
Well, no, we had a couple. We go to the same rec center. Like he would go he would go for PT
No.
and I would go for just like to swim laps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I would see him there. And it was always like, oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? He's like, how are you? So, but there were times when we like, I went to like a couple like Christmases. They had, his wife is Catholic, so they do Christmas.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're fine. We're cool. I mean, we're fine.
Yeah.
It's just hard to like, you realize like when you're on the road all the time, how many relationships can you maintain? And I'm like,
Yeah.
why? I struggle to see my own family. They live in New York, but like, so it's kind of like, how much room do you have? And then,
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably a bad excuse. He's 7 blocks away, but I told you guys the geography.
No, but it's also, I mean, what is?
But it's emotionally a lot, and
Yeah.
and I do see the irony of like me having to now take care of him. So
Oh, right.
so that's not lost to me. But we're fine. It was like one of my first jokes that people would be like, oh, is your biological father a good dad? And I was like, if I were, I probably wouldn't refer to him as my biological father.
Yeah. Did he have children on his own?
Yeah, he's got a son I've never met. He lives out here. I've never met him. We look a lot alike. I did the Facebook search, and
Wow.
yeah, we look a lot alike. And
Different last name then.
yeah, different last name. But
Yeah.
I remember I asked him once. I was like, yeah, I'd love to meet him sometime if he's up for it. He's like, yeah, I floated it out there, and I didn't really take to it. I was like, all right.
Oh, that must have hurt.
I was like, I mean, yeah, it doesn't feel great. Just like,
ooh, that hurt me. Oh my god, that sucks. Oh, I have another question to ask you.
sure.
Why did you do America's Got Talent?
I think desperation. I think just like any.
I love the show, by the way.
Oh, I don't.
I know because I just hung out with Howie 4 days ago.
He's a great guy.
Love him. Great guy.
Really, Howie Mandel's a solid dude.
And I know a lot of comics that have done the show, which is I feel like it's right for them.
It's not right for me.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want to fight with you, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's right for you.
He just
I know. I'm just.
They're gonna fight now.
No, you know what the problem was? That
Yeah.
show it's a nightmare. People, I think it was like 6 years ago or something, and I was kind of like, I just want to sell tickets on the road. I'll do.
Right.
I want people to come. I just want people to see my stand up, and I was doing a lot of road gigs. I was doing like headliner dates, but papered rooms.
Right.
So those are tough to build and act. It's hard to write an hour of material when they're not your people, and so I did AGT. It sucked. I remember auditioning for it, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna see you through." And then and then I did the thing out here in Pasadena, and it was like a 5,000 person theater.
Oh, wow.
Nick Cannon's like interviewing me. I'm making jokes. He's acting sincerely. Like I'm like, these are jokes. I'm fucking
Yeah.
making jokes.
Yeah.
But then I remember going on. I'm freaking out. I get anxiety in these things. It's like,
Are you? When I watch the show, I always know. Oh, I'd never be able to do that. The pressure.
it's awful. I mean, I had already done Last Comic Standing, and I hated that. And
Oh, my God.
you realize too, these shows are all about casting. So I had a good set on Last Comic, and they just didn't move me on. They were like, "We're gonna not," and I was like, "Why?"
Yeah.
But so I'd been through that already. But I was like, "I'm desperate. I'll do whatever it takes." So I remember doing AGT. Just freaking out backstage, and I'm texting my mom like I'm freaking out. She's like, "Read a book." I'm like, "Mom, read a book." There's two fucking fat slobs from Atlantic City dancing Mambo number 5 next to me. You want me to read? Like I think I can just focus. Like Last Comic Standing sucks because you're around comics and their anxiety, but you're around all walks of life and their
Oh my
anxiety.
God, I can't
Like,
imagine.
There's like a talking parakeet right next to me. I'm like, this is, and I feel guilty too because there's like dance troops. Like I'm a comic. I can go on drunk. These people are stretching. They're like they don't know what they're going on.
I know.
It's a nightmare.
Here's another
for
thing
them.
is that like I've done like festivals with other comics, right? Oddball or whatever. And if you're nervous or whatever, you have other comics to like go to and go, and they can give you like, you're around your people.
Yeah.
With you're with the ninjas. They're doing some sort of dance routine.
It's brutal.
It's brutal, man.
I remember, and they would fuck with you. They want you to be a wreck because it's good TV. So they'd come in and be like, Simon Cowell's in a bad mood today. And I'd be like, what? They'd be like, Simon, he hasn't eaten yet. So I'm like, feed him. Feed him. Why can't you, like, there's food around.
Did you meet him?
Yeah. So the first round, it's in that big theater, and I literally watched two really nice Orthodox Jews do a rap thing. I thought it was pretty good, and I'm watching them, and Simon's like, "You're dreadful, you're terrible, you're never going to be anything," and people were like, "Boo!" So I'm like, "Oh fuck, I'm going on to this." There's like a supervisor or something there, and she's like, "Do this joke. I like this joke." I'm like, "I'm not doing that fucking joke. It's like
Yeah.
a dark joke. They're gonna boo me off." So she pushes me out there. I go out, and they're like, I can tell they just want to eat me alive. So, and by they I mean Simon.
Yeah.
And he was like, "So, like, give me your worst gig ever." And I'm just like, all right. So I tell this story about a guy getting up out of the crowd and spitting on me.
Yeah.
And I figure like, well, maybe this will get them on my side a little bit.
yeah.
And I end up. Simon even says, "Well, I hope this is better." And I was like, "All right, maybe I softened him a little bit."
Yeah.
Set goes great. I feel pretty good about it. It was like a standing ovation in that room. There's a hilarious clip of it where they cut it up for the thing.
Yeah.
And it's me telling a fart joke, and it just cuts to all the judges giving me a standing ovation. And it's like the most. And they're like, well done. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
man, my mom is so ashamed of this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, that couldn't have gone better. I get out. They're like, all right, we'll see if you move on in the next round. I was like, they just told me I moved on. They're like, well, that's not how it works. I'm like, I got 4 yeses. What do you mean? So that anxiety. So now there's the anxiety of like, we might not air this. And I was
Right.
like, that's, you put me through that, and it went as well as possible.
evil.
Yeah.
It's evil. And then they, like a month later, they're like, you're in for the next round. So like, all right, I fly out. It's like classic.
Did they fly you out?
No. They don't
fly you out?
They don't fly you. They don't even pick you up at the airport. I was like calling my manager at the time, like, where are they? They're like, oh, they're not getting you. I was like, I've been here an hour. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
So then I get to the hotel. There's construction, so I don't sleep at all the night. Like they wake us up like the construction wakes you up at like 8 a.m. I'm anxious. I have no sleep. They get me there at 10 a.m. I go on at midnight. So they're just fucking with me for like 14 hours. I go on, I follow some Destiny's Child like knockoff, and Simon Eats Them Alive.
Yeah.
And I go on after them. I'm
But
exhausted.
now, are these aren't the live shows yet, right?
No, I'm not. It's not a live show yet.
Yeah.
I go on, and Simon was like, I do well. It's like 2.5 minutes. And I got like 2 applause breaks. And
Yeah.
I'm hitting pretty hard. Not as well as the first round. It was a more juice crowd. It was not midnight.
Yeah.
You know, and George Lopez is one of the judges. He was a nice enough guy. He was like, I thought you did well. And Simon was like, I liked you. I liked you better in the first round. And I was just like, I mean, it was a better crowd. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't have much. And then they put me up against a mime named Tape Face, who was incredible.
Oh, that guy crushed it.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
It's hilarious that my mom was even like, you had our vote. I'm like, well, I know you didn't vote for Tape Face, Mom.
Wow.
But no, he was great and very nice guy too. And
Yeah.
I remember, I think he does like a residency in Vegas. If you're in Vegas, you should see him. He's really great. And I remember they put us against each other, and we both did well. And there were like people, but they were like, we can't have 2 of you.
All right.
So they eliminated me. And,
But did they air that stuff?
They aired those.
The first 2?
They combined into like one long segment, but it got like, it's like back then it was like 10 million viewers.
Wow.
So even that one spot was like, you know, something. But,
Yeah, man.
But it doesn't, it's just, you're right. It's not a loyal audience, and it's really not the right look for me. Honestly.
The reason why I say that is there are certain acts I've seen where it's like either they're an impressionist, right?
Right.
Or they have a character,
Sure.
right? And, you know, and when I used to see these people at clubs and stuff, I'd just be like, it's not the right environment for that type of act. Even a
Right.
comedy club, because comedy clubs, especially if you're at the Cellar or at like, you know, the Comedy Store or whatever, right? It's like they like traditional stand-ups, right?
Yeah.
Like what you are, right? And also you're very relevant and I think you're edgy,
Thanks.
right?
Yeah.
What?
I said thanks.
Yeah. So when I saw you on American God, because I love the show, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's interesting, because it's like I don't see you in that world.
Yeah, I think I was just desperate. I think, you know, the clubs got hard. Like those Funny Bones, like when it's my people, it's great. But like back then it was, they were really rough. I remember walking audiences just because they had no investment. They got free tickets, so they would just be like, "You suck, fuck you."
Well, yeah, the Funny Bone in Columbus, I guess.
That's the best one I heard. I actually haven't done that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened. I used to do it every year, and then one year he just says, "I don't want him anymore," and I haven't been there.
Wow.
I went there like 5 years in a row, and then Stroop, which he's a nice guy,
Yeah.
but he's just like, I was just dead to him, you know, which makes me sad. But
You're doing great.
thank you. But Hedberg headlined that room, and then Stroop switched him. He said to Hedberg, it was a Friday night, and for that night he goes, "I want you to feature," to Hedberg,
Jeez.
and then Hedberg left, and then
for
Doug
him.
Stanhope wrote some sort of like manifesto online.
Like an op-ed.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Because it was so insulting. But it's like, if people don't understand the road, because at that time I don't think, like, you know, I think Stanhope became a legend after his passing. It kind of grew.
Hedberg?
Yeah, Hedberg did. Right, but before that,
Doug is alive.
no, not. Who am I talking about?
It's
Hedberg.
Hedberg.
Yeah, Hedberg is the
Yeah.
one that was switched. Am I
Yeah.
getting?
Yeah.
Can I start over then?
No.
No, let me start it
You got
over.
it all right.
No, let me start it over.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't think we're clear.
Okay, yeah.
So can you cut part this
Yeah,
to edit?
he's got it.
You got it? Anyway, so where did I?
Hedberg got switched in Columbus.
Hey, man. So, let me try. So at the Funny Bone, all right?
Yeah.
A long time ago,
Wait,
Hedberg.
you don't have to go that far back in the story. The only part you
We're gonna
fucked
keep
up,
all this, by the way. We'll keep all this.
The only part
I'm
you-
not gonna tell it again.
Okay.
I don't give up because I think I did it right the first time.
No, you didn't. He was confused. Didn't you think he said Doug
No,
Stanhope
you said
had
it all
passed?
right, and then I think you just said Stanhope became more relevant after he died. And I thought the only part you got wrong.
So okay, so Hedberg did it.
Yeah.
They wanted to switch him out. He left town. Stanhope wrote a manifesto, right?
Yeah.
But then Hedberg became more famous, I think, after he died. So because before, he didn't half the audience was like unknown. They didn't know who he was, and it definitely, I think that in a packed room of people that are Hedberg fans, he would destroy
For sure.
right? But imagine being somebody that like, hey, honey, let's just watch comedy. Well, I don't know who the performer is, but right, and just showing up. And there's a big difference. This is when I go back to you. Is that like for me, I used to get like half Mad TV fans and half people that didn't know who the fuck I was, right? And I would walk a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
I remember being in Fort Lauderdale and comping like 35 tickets. A whole family of people just got up and left. They go, we don't want to see, you know what I mean? And, an Asian man dancing in his underwear.
I mean, well,
Right. And I'm still up there, you know what I mean?
come back.
Come back, right? And like now, and then all of a sudden, because of this podcast, now it's all.
Now it's all people that want to see an Asian.
Yeah.
Dancing in his underwear. Yeah.
It's like 100%. And you can tell a difference, right, Sam?
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, it depends on like the city, but yeah, if it's the right city, I mean, it's so much better, man. It's crazy. I remember like certain gigs, and if you had like certain openers who were just like, as you said, like those blow you out of the water openers, they were like on a mission. They're like, here's a. Like back what happens on Nebraska Avenue, and everyone's like cheers, and you're like, I can't follow this shit.
Yeah. Or they go, the LSAU, like some college. The LSAU, Buccaneer, you know what I mean?
Buccaneer.
Mascot.
Like you can't compete with that.
And
So
people are
it's-
like, yeah, we hate that mascot, right? And I'm in the back going, what is that?
Well, you ever sometimes I'd have guys. I just talk like this on stage. So some of you have guys who would go up there and just give it their everything. They're sweating, they're screaming, and then I go up there and I just talk, and they're like, "This guy's not trying. He's not sweating."
All right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting style. But now you probably all the time now is your audience, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Come on.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm going to Oklahoma City this weekend, and it's like not exactly going to be packed, but I mean, so most weekends are pretty good. Yeah.
What club is it?
Bricktown.
What is that?
It's a new club. It's supposed to be pretty cool. It's
Oh,
the guys
really?
who run Spokane and Tacoma.
Oh, right.
Good
Bricktown.
people, yeah.
And it's in Oklahoma.
He has a new love affair with Oklahoma.
Do you? Oh. Oklahoma's pretty cool.
He rode scooters all around town.
No, wait. What part of Oklahoma?
Oklahoma City.
Oh, I went to Tulsa.
Yeah, I've been to Tulsa. It's pretty cool.
You like it?
Yeah, I did like it.
I love steak.
Steak?
Yeah, man. And there was a
Hell
couple
yeah.
of steakhouses. And what I would do is I was shooting a show there, and I would just take my little scooter and zip up and down these streets to go to a steakhouse. It was just freedom, And it was right after COVID, right? I mean, COVID's still going on, but it was like, I'm out, I'm wearing my mask.
But it was your first taste of freedom, I think.
That's what it was. I just
Yeah.
my hair blowing
Nice.
and going over these, you know what I mean, a fat gook, on a
So people
on
were
a
yelling
scooter.
at you.
Yeah, I mean, people would notice. I mean, imagine in Oklahoma this fat gook with a mustache, zipping down a fucking
The
street.
BTK killer.
serial killer. Holy shit.
Who let him out?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you have dreams of acting and stuff?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I like stand-up.
You're like Mark Normand.
Yeah, there was an animated show that I wrote with Dana Gould that I really wanted to make, but,
wow.
but no one bought it. So it's just, I just like working with him on stuff. He's
Bro.
so damn great. I love him, and great.
He's one of
great
those
dude,
guys.
too.
I don't know him.
Yeah.
Can you? I don't know.
call him right
I saw him at the Burbank airport once, and I walked up to him, and I go, "I'm a comic, and I love you so much, right?" And he was just kind of like, "Oh, cool. You want a photo?" I go, "I don't want a photo. I just want to be your friend."
Oh yeah.
Right.
This fat goop.
Because I remember when I was a kid.
I just can't picture you now without the scooter and full of steak when you talk. That's all I see. Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I saw a Showtime special that Dana Gould did when he was young.
Yeah.
And I was probably 19 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it was late night, and he was talking. He was the one guy I'd ever seen perform who seemed my generation, but also talked about insecurities in the way I relate to it, almost suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
Right? And like blowing his head off and like talking about those things. And I remember going, if I ever did that, I want to be like this guy. Because he was also one of those guys that would sweat on stage.
Yeah.
As a young guy. And he would just be like in the...
But with great writing too.
Oh, the best writing.
Yeah, a lot of high energy guys, like they don't have the writing to match it, and he was like, killer
it's
writing.
So the
Still
writing is so good. It's like maybe even like the beginnings of when he was one of the godfathers of alternative comedy.
For sure.
Right? Because he was just before Janine and Paul F. Tompkins. I love all those people.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Yeah, but I'm more of you're a club guy, right?
I just came up in clubs. I like the alt scene too, but I just prefer to get paid. Like
Yeah.
they were like, here's the free room, and here's the room where you get, and I just got used to the club rhythm, and I just, the Cellar was just more consistent. Like the alt guys, there wasn't as much stage time because you're like, I got to kiss up to some booker with a beard who's just like, at the club you're just in. You're like, I prefer that, but yeah. So no, I don't give a shit about acting unless it's like you get scripts for stuff. You're like, this isn't interesting to me. But if I could make a show with someone like him, that
Right.
that would speak to me.
But if we, like, for instance, because Khalyla and I like to write things, right? And we like to sell things.
Yeah.
If we had a show, right?
Yeah.
And I said, listen, the show's picked up. I wrote you this part. And let's say you're in New York.
Yeah.
Can you just put yourself on tape? Would you do it?
Yeah, why not?
If you said no, it would hurt me.
Yeah, no, why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah. And then if you got it, would you do it?
Yeah,
cool.
I'm like, I feel like that's all my acting parts are like just shit that Amy Schumer's done, where she's like, yeah, just do this, and I was like,
Oh, right.
it's great. It's like, I love her. So
yeah,
why
yeah.
not? Yeah,
That's how it all works. Anyway.
yeah.
It just rarely.
I've never earned a spot in anything. Everything's been like a friend or,
Dude, whenever I'm on a movie, I always try to discover why I'm there. You know what I mean? So I'll ask around. I go, so who?
I like that we talked about self-loathing early on, and you're just like, I don't. Why am?
It's not based on my audition or my talent. It's always based on something. So there's always somebody that goes, "Oh, dude, it's like when I was an open micer, right?
Yeah.
You were like really cool to me. I think you're really funny. You know what I mean too. But I just thought of you when I was doing this. It's always something like that. It's never like I never gotten a job where somebody said, I didn't know who the hell you were, but I saw that tape. And I just went, I gotta meet this guy.
But isn't it almost better, like, just getting it because you're you? And, like, I feel like, yeah, those tapes are auditions, but you just being you is a constant audition. Like, people just know you from stuff.
It's also easier that way.
Yeah.
When you're on set. I have gotten a couple of things where they didn't know who I was. And it's like, I can see their, like, guilt of, like, even hiring you. When they see you rehearse, they'll just be like, they'll give this face. Right?
What if we tried this another way? If you just that note where you're just like, what if you didn't sound like a fucking autistic dipshit when you read it? You're just oh, that's a good. Thank you for the note.
Or there's like Video Village, right?
Oh man,
where the director and the producers, right? So you'll rehearse, and they're always like, you don't know what they're saying, right? And you're like still doing it, and in your peripheral you see them, and you're going, oh. This is not good.
oh man.
All right, so at the end of our show, first of all, can I just say something?
Yeah.
That floated by so quickly.
Wow, is it done? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was well over an hour, and
Yeah,
so
fun.
quickly, so casually.
Yeah, you got.
And
your
it's like
culture.
I love guys like you so much, and I hopefully now, when we run into each other, it can be more real.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't you think?
I never looked at it as fake.
Neither did I really. Not really. Me too.
Yeah.
But here's another thing I want to ask you: are you a regular at the store?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I think that needs to happen.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think it's always
it's the right. You're the right temperament.
The store is weird. I feel like the Comedy Cellar is a little. It's funny the Cellar gets such a rap as being like not welcoming, but I feel like the store is weirder than the Cellar. No,
No,
I think it is.
it's not. It's that's such bullshit.
I used to. It is. I used to call in and they'd be like, "You can do a 5-minute developmental spot," and I'd be like, "I'm good."
Yeah. But it's like you. But to play the Cellar, Esty has to see you. It's the same thing.
It's different now. I think. Yeah, she does, but also like if you were just like, "Can I work there?" They
No.
I think they would.
That's not true because before 5 years, I don't know. Did I see? Yeah, we were. No,
We've
did
been
I?
together 8 years.
Yeah, but when I was with you, did I had to audition for Esty?
I don't think so.
I think so.
yeah.
I 100% think so. Yeah. So one year I was playing Caroline's or something, and I wanted to get into the Cellar, and I called like 3 or 4 guys, Burn, and they got me one. And then I remember having to go there late at night,
It's late. Yeah,
like 2 a.m. or something, or 1:30 in the morning.
Something late.
And then she was there, and I remember this, and I had already done Mad and a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I just remember this enormous amount of pressure.
Yeah.
Right?
I was so nervous.
Yeah, and also it's intimidating because that restaurant above it or next to
The
it,
Olive Tree.
the Olive Tree, right?
They fuck with me when I was there. Keith Robinson.
Yeah.
I sit down. He goes, "Look how scared he is." Jesus.
Like, because I remember me being there, and it's like, there's Chris Rock, you know what I mean? There's Ray Romano, you know what I mean? It's like more, the level of talent is far exceeds the store in terms of condensed in a small. So I think it's more intimidating at the Cellar because I'm going to say
I
this.
didn't say more intimidating. I just think the doors are more. They're more like you're not.
No, I'm going to say something else too.
All right.
And this is a compliment to you guys.
All right.
You obviously have better stand-ups there.
And you guys are better at everything else. Look at this studio. Holy shit.
I know.
I've been doing shit on Zoom.
I know. But my point is that if I could write a list of like New York young guys, it's like it's so intimidating because I respect all of you guys, right? And store, we do have great young people, but it's just not the same caliber. My point is that
Everything's condensed in New York. I mean, the stand-up
all
is...
right. I'm not arguing with you, man. I'm just
No, I'm agreeing with you.
telling you my point of view.
Jesus
It's not
Christ.
really that.
God.
It's not. How is it intimidating at the store just because you're not a regular yet?
No, I just think it's more kind of like you're not in yet. I think it's more...
And
yeah.
then once you're in for life.
Yeah, it was
And
it
that's-
was the same everywhere.
and I
It's
know-
not exclusive to the store.
Why are you trying to argue with us? He's agreeing to everything.
Agree. Just agree, right?
That you're in for life?
No,
Sure. The thing I already agreed with?
yeah.
Right.
No, just hear me out, okay? But here's
Yeah.
my plan, okay? My plan is this, and I have I said this up to any comic from New York?
What are you? You
I'm
haven't
about
said
to-
it yet.
You about to say?
I don't know until you say it.
Oh, I'm going to say it right.
Okay.
Sam,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get him in,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
and it's going to start this week, right?
All right.
And I'm going to go to Emily this week, right, and pitch, right?
Yeah, but
You might have no.
no, but it's like Sam's the shit. Everyone knows he's the
thanks.
shit. He
I-
doesn't need your like.
I think I just talked to her. I don't think they're
Yeah.
passing people anytime soon because
Yeah,
she's the new booker and there's probably shit that comes with
they're
it.
going to pass you.
Why'd you do it with this?
What is
Because you did it that way.
Oh wait,
Didn't you do this?
Yeah, but when I did it, I don't know.
Yeah. You did it first. I'm like, I thought they were rabbit ears.
Yeah, but let him be his own hero. You don't have to be it.
Okay, lady. Excuse me, woman.
Oh, I'm gonna
me-
put hands on you.
Can I just make a point?
Yeah.
hey guys, we're gonna take another quick break to share a product that we love here at TigerBelly.
Manscaped,
Yeah,
USA.
yeah,
Manscaped
yes,
for your body
and balls.
and balls. You guys, I literally because I do competition swimming
Of course.
and I shave my pubes
Yep.
because it slows me down. Right? Honestly, I don't know why. It just feels better to be trimmed down there because it's summer.
Yeah.
And I literally use this, the Manscaped 4. What is it?
The lawnmower.
Yeah. The Manscaped 4.0 lawnmower 4.0. The package 4.0. It includes the mower 4.0. And I use it does. And I use this, right? And it's like I don't get the crazy little bumps or the burns. It's the smoothest shave you'll ever have for down below. If you're a champion human like I am,
Yeah.
right, and you're going out there living your life to its fullest, right, and just you want to be less hairy, use what us professionals use, which is the Manscaped 4.0 lawnmower.
For us in California, fire season has begun.
Yeah.
So if the power grid goes out in LA, you can use your lawnmower 4.0 to illuminate the way with the LED spotlight. Now it has that spotlight for precision.
Yeah.
This trimmer is also waterproof, so you can trim in the shower and not worry about your cleanup on aisle D.
But the Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ear, dog. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Ow.
The mic?
Ow.
I swear I know how to catch well.
Yeah. The Weed Whacker right there. You know, and you guys, I used to be like, they used to say that I have Fiesta in my nose.
You guys are bullies, man.
Yeah,
people are
kids used to
bullies.
tease me. They go, Fiesta nose, right? Right? And I would like cover my face like this.
Aw,
Like,
man.
No, right? I don't do that anymore because of this thing, man, the Weed Whacker.
Join the Manscaped movement
go.
by going to manscaped.com/TigerBelly for $20 or for 20% off and free shipping. Get 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/TigerBelly. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/TigerBelly. Tame that summer swamp in your pants with Manscaped and don't have a Fiesta in your nose. Enjoy the rest of the show.
And this is a fact. Okay? Do you know Marilyn Rice Cub?
Yes.
Okay. You know she does stand up, but she's also been in a lot of TV.
An accomplished
film,
actress as well. Yeah.
accomplished actor.
Sure.
actress.
Tomorrow War.
She's in Tomorrow War, which,
yeah.
by the way, do you see it?
I didn't realize till now that you're wearing Crocs. This is the first moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it.
Yeah, really good.
It's getting so much, but I see
great.
it everywhere. Yeah.
And she kills it in it. She's so funny in it, right? But I just ran into. I was hanging out with her maybe 3 nights ago, and we're at the store and we're just talking, and she goes, "Remember that one time I met you here to get so I couldn't get into the Comedy Store, and then we met here, and then you were gonna take me to Tommy." So I brought Marilyn Rice Cup to Tommy, who was a booker at the time, and I go, "So look who I have here," and he kind of looks up from like the booth, and he starts writing something. I go, "Excuse me, Tommy, look." He's like, "I don't know who the fuck she is." And I go, now I'm embarrassed.
And at this time, she's probably already on 24.
She had already done all of them.
Yeah, Jesus.
Right? This is how insane this is.
Yeah.
And I go, "Excuse me, Marilyn." And she's like, because she told me 3 nights ago that she was like, couldn't believe it. Like, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I pull him aside and go, "Dude, I don't give a fuck. You think you're the king of bookers? It's like, you're not even aware of what's going on."
Yeah.
And it's like, this is a woman. She's super talented. She does stand up. She does sketch. She does everything, right?
That's fucked up. You had to tell him she was a woman. That's crazy.
But at the time, right, we didn't have a lot, right?
Yeah.
That like the males dominated the lineup.
sure.
So it was one of those things where I'm like, I've always been pro women.
No one's arguing you.
That sound weird?
Yeah.
But it's not like you were not pro woman.
And I'm going to get this on the record. Rape is wrong. I'm going to say it.
That's not what I'm saying.
I don't care who disagrees with me. I'm just going to put it out
All
there.
right, dude. You know what? I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna get you in. All right, you're out now. But my point is that sometimes you need a guy to go up for bat for somebody.
Yeah, you can cut this part out, but like that's a very like telling people all the good deeds you've done. It's very
What?
it's very Carlos Mencia,
Oh,
your mentor.
The Mencia.
You know, it'd be really Carlos Mencia if I then told all the good deeds I've done.
let me just hold up. Okay, you're right.
Look,
Stop. All right. In retrospect, you're right. It sounded gross. All right. You get in on your own. Right? Good luck to you. And let's fucking move on. I love you. And we're keeping all of that in.
Keep it in.
even the Mencia part?
Yeah, why not?
It's funny.
Oh,
It's funny.
he doesn't need 2021 hate.
It's hilarious.
It's a brand new year.
We'll have him on again. It's fine.
We are?
Yeah, we'll defend it.
Okay.
So at the end of our podcast, Sam, we do a thing called Unhelpful Advice. People email us problems,
great.
right? How long are you in town for, by the way?
I'm leaving, but I'm coming back next week, and I'm back in August as well.
Oh, because you're playing Oklahoma this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. Just before you start, give me your top 3 best comedy clubs in the United States right now. Madison.
And don't include the Cellar because that's my home. Or
Yeah, not showcase clubs in big
Okay.
cities, but on the road.
real tough, but Madison's got to be up.
Yeah,
there.
I love it. I've played it once, and when I was playing there, I was like, "Can I please ask me back?"
Yeah,
It was great.
I love and taking into account like the whole package, like green room,
The whole
everything.
thing, how they treat you.
Denver's pretty great.
Comedy Works. Oh, it's
I've only done it once. I'm back
Downtown?
I'm back this year. I did downtown for a night because I did the other one for the weekend.
oh
I know it was a bummer. I was like, "Why are you putting me in the suburban room? I'm not fucking Tom Papa." What the hell?
yeah,
I love Tom Papa. by
Love
the way.
Tom
That was
Papa.
a joke,
But you're right. The downtown Comedy Works
Yeah.
is one of the best rooms in America.
It's like we're-
Comedy on A Street, Madison, downtown Denver, Comedy Work. What's the third one?
I'm going between a few for some reason. I mean, I love Philly Helium.
Love
There's
it.
something incredible about that. I really love Wise Guys in Salt Lake.
Love Wise
That
Guys.
club is kind of magical because the Mormons come out, but then you get the non-Mormons who are like, "We're fucking cool. Fuck the Mormons." You know?
Yeah.
So there's this great energy of like they want it hard and they want it fast. So
Yeah.
hard not to say Wise. There's so many, but those
There's so
are
many
three
good
that pop
ones.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
probably-
like shit, I love there's so many.
I know. You probably missed. Do you ever read Parlor Live in Bellevue?
Never did that. I always did.
Oh yeah, the Tacoma one.
Well, I also did Laughs and
Oh,
Kirkland,
yeah.
which I've got a million fucking stories about.
But the Parlor
they
Live.
literally put me up in a fucking like crack motel where like
Oh,
where like I was such an abused puppy dog comic that I was like, this is great. Look at a fucking meth head passed out against my. I opened the motel blind and there's just a meth head passed out. Against, and I told Marina Franklin I'm like, it's a great hotel. It's really, and she's like, Sam, this is like a fucking meth. She's like, I have to get like taxied out of here.
yeah.
I recommended it to a female comic on the road, thinking it was a nice. I'm sorry though. Yeah, no, I never did the Parlor. I heard it was beautiful.
When I was in Toronto,
Yeah.
they booked me in a hotel in Chinatown because they thought I'd feel more comfortable.
That's fucking great.
And then we have a nicer club. We have a much better hotel near the club, but we just thought that you'd feel more comfortable.
But
there.
were you more comfortable?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't?
I was so angry that I would look out the window
stunk of
and look
fish
at all
on
these
stage.
chinks walking down the
Yeah.
street. These ching chongs walking.
Acme's solid. I'm leaving out a bunch. But
Yeah.
There's
Never
some-
played Acme.
Acme's classic. I mean,
Okay, let me throw some out.
yeah.
Tempe Improv.
I'm supposed to be in either that or Stand Up Live in November. I've never actually done it.
Okay.
I played fucking Stand Up Scottsdale, where the owner, Howard Hughes, great guy, but he was on Bar Rescue twice. So let me give you an idea what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
A guy in the crowd had a fucking stroke. And this is what he does. I'm on stage thinking I'm killing.
Yeah.
And I see a guy and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm killing pretty hard. And she's like, no, he's having a stroke. And I'm like, fuck, call an ambulance. I jump off stage. He calls one. Then he goes on stage and starts doing shtick with the guy who had a stroke. So he's like, so where are you from? I'm like, dude, you're going to do
my
crowd
my
work
God.
with a guy who's having a stroke?
Oh,
It was,
my God.
It was one of the craziest. And then literally as he's getting wheeled out, the guy gave us a thumbs up. I was like, you poor bastard.
Wow.
Crazy.
I think I would have laughed.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty fucking
Yeah.
funny. But no, I heard Tempe Improv is like,
It's a great room.
Classic, right?
Well, stand up live is Tom Papa, right? Tempe Improv is more me.
Okay.
Tom Papa's a great comic, by the way.
I love his comedy, dude. I
He's
listen
one
to
of the
his
best.
comedy sometimes when I forget how to write jokes because
All right.
because he's different than me, but he's like so crisp and clean, and like I love his stand.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. I've been watching people like Gaffigan. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
Because like he'll take an angle that I just so simple, sometimes so simple, but so clever, right? And I've been listening to other. I've been even listening to black comics and different comics to get
sure.
cadence and point of view because I want to learn to just write again.
That'd be great if I just said name one and you're like, fuck. Jeez.
Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence.
All right, so let's do an unhelpful advice.
Unhelpful Advice with Bobby, Khalyla, and Sam.
This one is entitled, Did My Girlfriend Cheat on Me? ? My name is Thomas. I am 21 and need relationship advice. I've been with my girlfriend for over a year and a half. This is my first real relationship, and it feels like it has fallen apart. My girlfriend approached me 2 weeks ago saying she is thinking about splitting up as she wants to do her own thing without the constraints of a boyfriend. She seemed undecided, and I felt she was looking for an easy way out of the relationship. We spoke about problems in the relationship and left it by saying she needed to figure out what she wanted. A few days later, she told me that she had kissed a guy at a party while drunk. She says the guy surprised her with it, and it lasted 10 to 15 seconds until she told him to stop. She also passed out in his bed that night, but woke up fully clothed and at the bottom of the bed. When she told me this, I didn't know how to react and cried. I also confronted her about a message I had seen to her ex that seemed mildly flirty. I love her so much.
What if this just gets worse and worse?
Yeah.
Is there a dead body at the end of it?
I love her so much, and the life we had built together over the lockdown with my parents and pets one of the best things I've ever experienced, and it hurts to throw that away. Should I forgive her for the drunk kiss?
How old is he?
Sounds really young.
He's 21.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like a young guy.
I'm sorry, Sam, you have anything? Because I have something.
I mean, the email is she cheating on me? You just wrote that she cheated on me. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's cheating on you.
She's cheating, yeah.
Get out.
This is honestly, if a girl came up to me and said, "You know what? I just think that I don't know if I want to be in a relationship right now."
Think about your 21-year-old self, though.
I couldn't get any pussy then.
I know. So finally, you get a girlfriend.
So back then it'd be like, but already I knew that they were the enemy. Like to me, when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Because I saw all these white dudes that look like Sam get all the girls, right? Right? Same type of body structure, bellboy, whatever, right?
1940.
And I was always hanging out with white dudes like this, like, incels. Right? We play like Dungeons and Dragons at the coffee shop or whatever, right? And I remember like just women were enemy number one because I knew that I desired them, but they just didn't like me, right? I needed to, discover what my mutant power was, which is stand up and performing, right? But I didn't know that at the time, right? So I wouldn't be in this situation. But I'm just saying that if a girl came up to me now and said, "Listen, I'm thinking about, I don't want to be in I'd be like, yeah, it's done. Just because I need commitment, and already when she says that, I just know that there's nothing I can do to fix this, and I don't want to be in front of. I want somebody to be committed.
All right, what if not that, but she is committed, but says, hey, I got drunk and I kissed the guy, but
Yeah.
I told him to stop.
No.
And I think she said, I fell asleep at the bottom of the bed. Like he's like, oh,
Yeah,
good. It was
yeah,
a
yeah.
different part of the bed. You were in his bed still.
Yeah.
If you want to be cool, if you want to play this cool, just say, take all the time you need. And then she'll fucking come back at some point, I bet. But but you probably don't even want her at this point. She sounds like
I love. Oh, she was fully clothed. Yeah, you can put your clothes back on. You know what I mean? After you fuck. So it's like
So true.
she fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What?
not
Say it, babe.
Khalyla.
No, I agree with the both
Yeah.
of you. This sounds like a very young, disposable love. Let it go.
Yeah, agreed.
It's like also. It's like they have a power.
Who has a power?
Women
This is
have
your incel energy coming out.
No, I know. I have incel energy, right, George? We have incel energy, and sometimes we have to get together, right? And it's a miracle that we're with people. Look at me right now, dude. You had a woman wanting to have sex with you and having a kid because you just had a baby, right? That's a miracle. Me having Khalyla is a fucking miracle from the Lord itself.
No, I agree.
Right? You agree, right? You agree, right?
Totally.
So my point though is that right, bro? But they have you're you worship the power, don't worship it anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Once you stop worshiping, you're free. Be free.
Yeah, he added further context, and I think it puts it more into perspective.
Go, give me the context then.
He goes, "Oh, I didn't see it. It's further context. I do believe the kiss was not as bad as it may seem in writing." As she was led down on her phone, and she reached over her.
Oh, he's a cuck. He's a fucking cuck.
I also do believe that nothing else was happening, and she woke up fully clothed.
Yeah,
He's a cuck. Yeah.
You just need to find something else, man. I'm thinking ISIS. Those you don't worship women there, man.
Yeah.
No, get out.
Get out. Anything else?
That's it, Thomas.
Is there another one?
Everything else is a relationship one similar to this.
Well, there's no other unhelpful advices?
Bless your heart.
Not worth it.
Young chap.
It's not worth it?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Give me one that's not worth it.
Should I try stand up?
That's almost all of them is like, hey, how do I get into comedy? I'm not that funny.
All right, well, then give me one of those.
Okay. So, all right, I'll go.
You have 2 stand-ups here.
Hey guys, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. My family thinks I'm funny, and I've seen a lot of stand-ups on TV, and they seem like it's something I can do. Should I do it?
That was a fake. Look at him. He just improv that.
Did you just make up that story? Be honest with me.
Trained at Second City.
Yes. He just made
Did
that
you just
shit
make up that fucking thing?
The craziest thing is that everyone bought it except Khalyla.
Yeah, because
I didn't buy it.
Tulsa, and I could see his eyes shifting. It's a lie.
So you don't have one.
No, they're literally like I can go through it. I have to look for them, but
Yeah.
they're almost all like I'm from this small town.
I can vouch for this, yeah.
I see you guys doing comedy in the podcast. Looks so fun. I think I can do it. My friend.
Okay, I have something to say.
Okay.
Do you have one?
Go ahead.
Okay. So David Letterman, he said this out loud once. He goes, whenever a young comic, right, comes up to me and goes, I'm thinking about doing stand-up, he always says, don't do it. You're not going to make it. It's going to be terrible. It's a terrible life. Don't do it. Because the ones that do it anyway are the real comedians.
That's smart.
Right?
That's perfect. Yeah, it is tough. So just know that. I mean, you gotta love it. So
Yeah, like you ever heard the Bill Hicks Jay Leno story?
no.
So I guess Bill Hicks. I don't want to make shit up and embellish this thing, but I have a vague. I think I know the story. So basically, Jay Leno was in Houston, and it would teach these comedy classes, right? And when Bill Hicks was in high school, he escaped his house, took a bus to go see to take Jay Leno's class. Mm-hmm. He was in the Laugh Stop. I think that's where it was. And Jay Leno was telling him the group joke structure, right? Going like, well, this is the way you're supposed to write a joke, and you know what I mean, or whatever. And Bill Hicks, as a kid, goes, why do you have to do it that way? That doesn't make any sense. That's a structure that you know what I mean? But it's like, you can do other things. You know what I mean? You can do, right? And then Jay, I guess, said, well, that's how stand-ups do it. And Bill Hicks basically said, fuck this, and he left as a kid, right? Jay Leno probably deep down knew that kid was going to fucking make it. You know what I mean? That's what comedy...
And then write a bit shitting on him 20 years later.
Oh, yeah.
He did
that bit
right?
about, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? The peacock and shooting himself in the head. I know. So it's like,
Wow.
yeah, so any comic, don't email us anymore. What's this?
That's George's dad with Jay Leno.
Oh, that is George. It's just Papa Kimmel.
That's your dad?
Yeah. They look alike or no?
Because
wait,
George's
what-
dad has he
That
builds
is your dad.
engines, right? Steam engines.
So was this...
I met Leno. Leno called me. He called me like 2 months ago or something.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, I watched your special and I really liked it. And I'm an idiot. And I took that to me. No, I guess we're buddies now. So I just sent him a text recently. I was like, hey, Jay, saw you back on stage. How's it going, man? He wrote back something like, everything's good. Best wishes, Jay. It was in a way where he didn't respond to my, it was like very,
No, I know what that is. He didn't save your number as Sam.
yeah.
So it came in as an unknown.
I said it's Sam.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Best wishes.
I said something like, "Oh, I saw you back on stage." He wrote, "Yeah." He's like, he wrote in a very way like, "This conversation is not going any further."
Yeah.
That's almost worse than being left on red.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
He might just be busy. He's busy. He's probably fixing a fucking car midway through and
Well, that's
doing
how-
something manly that I could never do.
That's how Steve Byrne,
Yeah.
The way I met Steve Byrne is I did the Tonight Show in 2000, and just out of nowhere he just calls me, and I go, "How'd you get my number?" He goes, "Well, I'm Steve Byrne. I'm a half Korean comic, and I just have to say I got your number from Barry Katz, and that like I saw you on the Tonight Show, and I just thought I need to meet this guy. This guy was so funny."
Wow.
And I think that when comics do that, call people out of the blue, sometimes it is cool.
Yeah, no, it made my day that he called. I think I was having like a bad day, and Leno was like, "I watched your special."
That's
I really
amazing,
liked
dude.
it." I was like,
Take that.
Yeah.
Take that as an amazing call.
No, it's I should have just been like, I don't never speak to him again. And then I had to squeeze.
You
some
try to
more
one up it or
fucking
something.
juice out of
Yeah.
it. I was like, so Jay, what's popping Saturday?
You should have done that.
You get hit
Cars,
with
right? They're fucking crazy.
Yeah, you get hit with the best wishes.
Yeah.
Best wishes hurts.
Yeah,
That hurts.
Well, yeah, I have one story about this I
Yeah.
never told, right? So one day I did this charity for some. Remember I did that charity for the rock and roll?
This wasn't the one where Jerry Seinfeld was calling
No.
a
I
wrong
did this
name the whole time.
No, it was here in downtown. It was like Slash played and all these rock and rollers
I
played.
don't think that-
I hosted the whole thing.
I
right?
wasn't with you then.
You weren't? So I hosted this whole thing, and I remember afterwards, Moby, right, came up to me, and he goes, "Hey, that bit you do about cuddling," and he was with some girl. He's like, we were both laughing because that's how I feel about it or whatever, right? And I go, "Oh, cool," and he's like, "Hey, man, he's a really funny guy, man. Nice to meet you." So I saw him at
Oh no.
a restaurant in Los Feliz, and I put my hand on him from behind, and I go, "What's up, man?" And he goes like this, like, "What the fuck?" And I go, "Oh no, you saw me a couple years ago at the event, the rock." I was stumbled with words.
Oh, no.
Right? And he goes, "I don't remember that, man."
Oh my
And I go,
god.
"Oh."
Also, what are
Eminem
you
was right.
doing?
That guy can get stung by Obi, dude.
I know, but it's like, it's like I should have left it at, you know what I mean? Like that bit.
But you're coming from behind and just holding him. That's
Bro, if I'm at a restaurant,
kind
I'm sorry, if I'm at a restaurant, okay, let's say your girlfriend Taylor.
Yeah.
I remember seeing her a couple years ago at the Laugh Factory. She got off stage. Because I had to follow her. I literally in my head thought, "Holy shit, am I going to be able to follow that?" That's how good she was that night.
Yeah.
So when she got off stage, I looked at her. I never met her before in my life, and I go, "Hey, I'm Bobby. I just want to know, dude, you fucking crushed." She's like, "Thank you," right?
Yeah.
If a year later, I'm at a restaurant, and Taylor Tomlinson came up to me and rubbed my back and goes, "What's up?" I wouldn't be like, "What the fuck?"
But you don't know his trigger.
No.
What if he's
it's
been
wrong?
What if he's been stabbed by an ice pick?
Some
in the back
people
of the neck?
have issues with being touched. I remember I met a guy once and I put my hand on his shoulders, "Hey, great to see you." And he goes, "I don't like being touched." And I was like, "All right, sorry."
Oh yeah, but
I mean,
those are
you're-
weirdos, dude.
That's weird.
You're right, because it's like, for me, I don't like strangers coming from behind either. So if I'm in
Yeah.
a restaurant, I always turn what seat do I choose?
You're-
I never have my back to a crowd.
Don
because-
seat.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
know the whole thing because I'm very jumpy.
Sure.
So maybe Moby's just jumpy.
But when people say I don't like being touched, that's an invite for me to test the water.
Okay.
What's his name? Donnell Rawlings. Oh. Swear to God, this happened
Yeah.
a week ago. He goes, "Hey man, I want to talk to you about something." He was in his car, right? And I walk up. He hates me touching him. So he has bald head, and I had just gotten some sweaty.
Yeah.
Right? And he goes, "Hey, so I want to ask you a question." And while he was saying that, I literally put my hand and I just caressed his head as hard as I could, like this, down his neck. And he went, "Eh," and he zipped out of the fuck up. And I didn't know what he wanted to talk about or anything like that. But my point is that don't tell me your weakness.
Oh.
I'm good. This is connected to the Moby thing. It feels like
Yeah.
you just told us an unrelated story about.
Maybe I should have ended this podcast 10 minutes ago. Like, we're keeping this in. Because, listen, I want to end with this. My fans, they know that a lot of times I talk,
Yeah.
and I don't know what I'm saying. And I'll just go, "Let's go with this idea in your thought, in your mind." Right? And then you see a dead end.
Yeah.
Right? So what do? I try to fucking ram through in my car, through the brick wall. And sometimes it doesn't work. I want to say this, Sam. Every year you have to do our podcast.
I would be honored.
We really like you. You're a really nice guy. I honestly think that you have honestly. Why are you smiling?
I don't know. You're being nice. I'm smiling. Is that weird?
I just was trying to say something vulnerable.
You said come back every year, and I smiled.
The smile started.
Should I have forever? I'm like,
No, but the
fuck.
smile. Don't be weird, because the smile started when I was about to give you another compliment.
Oh, okay.
All right, so just look at me right. No, don't smile. Can you not smile? Okay.
All right.
So I want to say that. No, honestly though, that I honestly think that you have a very big future,
Thank you, man.
and that you.
You too.
I'm gonna die soon, but thank you.
Why are you gonna die soon?
I'm 50. The end is near.
All right.
Yeah, but but you're in.
You're 50,
Yeah,
and you dress like this?
I know. Does it look weird?
Crazy.
Does it look weird though?
No, I mean, look, if you're a serial killer, it works. It works for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I want to say that even when you're big, I want you to bigger than you are now. That you're always. Would love you to have back.
I'd be honored to
We've
come
had
on.
great people on. Okay.
I know.
Okay. So
This is a big deal.
give Sam a round of applause.
Yeah, podcast you want to promote or shows?
Yeah. When does this come out?
Next week. So they're gonna miss the.
I'm at Nashville all weekend at Zanies. I'm on the road every week. So sammorril.com/shows. I'm at like.
You guys have to come to Nashville at Zanies because this guy's so quick on his feet. He's gonna rant and do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'm at Lexington, Kentucky the next week. I'm in Portland, Oregon, Kansas City, Boston, Philly, everything. I got
Doing
a podcast.
Helium in Portland.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
club.
Love that club. And Helium in Philly as well. And,
Dude, why can't you? Why you go every weekend?
every week.
Why?
Because I missed this shit during the pandemic. I love the road. I love it. I don't feel productive when I'm at home doing like 10, 15 minute sets. I feel like I need to fail repeatedly to get a new bit. So I like it.
Wow. But anyway, we already clapped for you.
Yeah.
So can we edit this part in?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
We already did that too.
Well, here.
And clap.
Check out his
Thank you
other
so
pod
much.
as well.
Ooh, I like
yeah.
that picture.
Wait,
a lot.
you have one with Mark?
Yeah, we do. It's new. It's been doing pretty well. It's been fun as hell.
What did Mark tell you he was just on ours?
Yeah, he told me to message you.
Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah.
You guys are similar, not in terms of style and act, but in terms of how I view. I'm being real when I say, just real quick, that I honestly believe there's a new white movement coming out of.
That sounds terrible.
We met on January 6th. It was pretty crazy.
I'm in a white movement.
Yeah.
No, this is what. Listen, stop. Okay.
Depeche Mode, baby. People are.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, don't make me mad.
Oh, with a Depeche Mode song.
No, don't people aren't people.
Okay.
Okay, because I just wanted to say this. Okay, that's why in LA you have Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays, black nights, only black comics at certain comedy clubs because it's a cultural thing. There's a certain cultural thing, right? And I've been around for a very long time, and I've seen white dudes do stand up, right? And they weren't that good, right, to me. But when I see this new crop of New York guys, right, that happen to be white, right, because they have their own language as well, right? Asians do it in their own way, right? So what I'm saying is that when I see these young guys like Schultz, you probably do get along with Schultz.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. I mean, Mark is like one of my best friends.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Schultz, Mark,
Yeah.
Chris D, some
Yeah.
of these young guys, right? I look at them and I go, oh my God, they're so fucking funny and just seem so relevant. Is all I'm saying. I look at Taylor, the same thing. I go,
Yeah, for sure.
she's a beast. And
She just works. She works
and
so
you can
hard.
tell she's a beast
funny.
because
Yeah,
you hear other female comics talking about her.
Yeah, they're like, shit, she's taking our one spot on the lineup.
No,
the
but they're
lady spot.
like, I mean, there is a little threat though.
Well, everyone feels
in their
threatened.
voice.
Everyone feels threatened.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but that if you use it as fuel and not feeling like fuck them, but more like shit, I got to step it up.
Yeah,
Like if you look at it in a positive way, I mean, Taylor's a murderer. You know.
she really is.
Yeah.
yeah. She's a great joke writer too.
Yeah.
Not just in performance. Her performance is
No, I know. I thought you were doing like a vaudevillian, like, and also she's
no. Because you know, right? There's
Yeah.
some people are my performance
Yeah.
is my strength.
Yeah.
Writing isn't, right? I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right, but then
Sure.
some people can do both in a weird way.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.